Well, we've all heard it's better to give than receive, and this is the time of year to put that into practice. The experts say last year Americans gave nearly $230 billion. So as you're putting together your holiday gift list, don't forget donations to charity. Mike Falco from Falco Wealth Management is here with more on what to consider before making that donation. Mike, good morning.
Good morning.
Great to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Sure.
So a lot of people think, this sounds like a great idea, but they have no idea where to begin. What's the first step?
Well, the first step is to pick your charity, and don't stick with just the trendy charities. You want to stick with something that means something to you. For instance, my granddaughter has cystic fibrosis, so of course that's a charity that my wife and I give to quite often. Okay. And if you stick with something that means something to you, you're going to give a lot more because it means something to you, it has a meaning to you. So
right.
Stick with something that that has some kind of meaning to you.
Okay, great. And how can you be sure? We hear a lot this time of year, unfortunately, about scams and things like that. How can you be sure, Mike, that it's a legitimate charity?
Well, first thing you can do is ask the charity for some written material on the charity. They should be able to tell you how they're going to use your money, what it goes to. Also, there are some websites you can go to check out the charity, and I've got links to them on my website at falcowealth.com.
Okay, and we'll put a link to that on our website just to make it easy for everybody. And of course, a tax deduction is an incentive or a plus for many people. What do you need to keep in mind when it comes to claiming a deduction?
Well, first of all, don't give cash.
Okay.
Pay by check.
Okay.
Put the name of the charity in the memo. Get a receipt. Get a receipt. Make sure the receipt has the name of the charity, the amount, the date, so you always have that. And also, there's a new way of giving now by texting.
Right. Yeah.
And when you text, IRS has said pretty much that your phone bill will be a receipt.
Okay.
Okay. So you've got that. Also, if you're giving larger amounts, there are other reporting requirements by IRS.
Okay.
And if you're going to do that, I suggest that you, talk to a tax professional. And also, if you are going to give anything, of course, if you want it to be deductible in 2013, you've got to give it before the end of the year.
Okay, great advice. Now, how can we be sure, how can we evaluate how much we can afford to donate? I know you say to play the role of Santa Claus here,
That's
right?
Right. You make a list and check it twice.
Okay, okay.
It's like I talk about all year long to my clients. This is no different. You've got a budget. You've got to make a list, see what you can do, how much you can afford to give to family, to friends, for entertainment, and for charities.
Okay.
And just stick to it.
Great. And what about those people who are strapped for cash but still want to help out? Are there ways that they can make a difference?
Sure. You can also, besides giving cash, you can give gifts of stock or property. Now, property we're all used to. That's when you give gifts of clothing or goods to Salvation Army, Goodwill, that type of thing. You can also give gifts of stock. Stock you can donate at its fair market value. But if you don't have stock or property to give, you can always give your time.
Okay, volunteer.
Your time, volunteer. Okay. Now, you can't take a deduction for your time, but you can, if you have any costs that are directly related to that, you may be able to deduct them.
Okay, and just lastly, you say that parents can make an impact on the future. What exactly do you mean by that?
Huge impact. Parents need to do more than be role models. And what I mean by that is, children can see their parents donating, but what's important is they need to know why their parents are donating. So I think parents need to talk to their children and say, this is why we're donating, this is the good that it does. And I think if parents do that, and if their children understand why they're doing it, their children are more apt to continue the tradition as the years go on. So parents are the ones that are going to be in charge of making sure it continues.
Great, Mike. Great advice and great tips for this time of year. So thanks so much. Happy holidays.
Same to you.
Thank you. And again, falcowealth.com for more information. We'll have a link on our website, WFMZ.com. And we'll be right back. Stay with us.